game number 2, which could just be our final game of the day if Sanguine are able to wrap this up, and we've got two 2-0s on our plate. But I don't know.
Why does nobody pick E-Chrome?
Right.
What the fuck is E-Chrome?
A third game, and Renegades are in control for most of that one. So I wouldn't be surprised at all, Aggro, if we end up with a third one here. But
E-Chrome?
see what tools they will take into the match.
Nobody even, I don't even know who that is. I feel like you just made that up.
And now, if you're Renegades, I mean, do you feel like that Hirez that you
I don't have the link for the monitor yet.
Contributing factor to why you got this lead?
Demo's getting me a link right now.
Put Venenu on
I usually go Aces.
Try and take it away from Shinto, but
they're my favorite monitors.
Like I said at the very beginning, does that really even do that much?
Right now, I'm using an Alienware for my gaming monitor right here.
Just go Hebo or Raijin or something else that's gonna really destroy.
Link you Vertigear. Just go to Vertigear and go to their trigger chairs.
If you're Renegades, you want to stick to your identity and your game plan. And that's what should determine their first pick, not necessarily trying to take.
I wouldn't even know anything about them, Troopies.
Yeah, I agree. All these mages are good.
How did Sanguine win that? They want to fight F Gold Fury, and then they just won the game. Their team comp was way better for late game shit.
That's what I said.
I have a code on Vertigear. It's just code weekend. Just use it when you check out.
No one can prove any different. Aphrodite and Camazot's banned from Sanguine as well, so it looks like not going to be any.
Mindy is just the expert on everything.
In terms of how
he knows a lot of shit.
And for the most part, I agree. They were in control for a lot of that game, and certainly in a good spot. I think it did hurt them that Shinto was able to farm up a nice early lead in that last game too, though.
How important is G-Sync and a monitor? People were talking about that the other night.
I think that you can stick with the same.
I don't think it's a necessary thing from what they explained it. I didn't even know what it did, to be honest.
What Renegades were able to do on the good side of that last game. So now Sanguine almost certainly
Renegades better fucking have some janky shit, or they're just gonna get stomped again.
Why wouldn't you just go with those two?
Was the Sea of Thieves death a bug?
When they're gonna give you that much success, specifically
no.
Merlin. Maybe the Jingwei you want to go
when you go. Well, it might have been the bug, because sometimes there's a bug with when you're up in the air, you still take damage from the ground. But if he had a dot on him, he was taking damage.
It was the one that gets a whole lot of all that extra cool action, all that. It was Netroid who was up at the top of the player.
Is this the Cthulhu shit?
That was getting a lot of that work done.
I don't like that, dude.
I don't see any reason.
I don't like that. It's definitely their Cthulhu shit, but I don't like that shit. It bugs me.
Does on this pick. I just think he's really comfortable on it. You can't push him out of the game.
This is weird.
Where he won't eventually just become relevant on it again.
Right, exactly. That's what makes Jingwei so strong.
Fucking weird.
You can bully her.
Anyway, when you go into Wukong's ult, you heal. So if you have a dot on you and you take more damage, then you heal, then you're gonna die. And he was anti-healed, so he wasn't healing.
Have to deal with it in the midst of team fighting, which is hard for even a character like Nike that usually dives these backlines. Really.
Why are we going same comps?
Renegades really feel like this core is what really.
I don't know why Renegades. I mean, other than even the Chunga did okay, but I think you swap out the Chunga. Whereas Nike's good.
It did. It got them ahead, and really the way that Venenu played those early skirmishes was really effective, I thought. But at the end of the day, you still lost that game in pretty convincing fashion, at least in terms of the time on the clock.
If you're scared, protect you. I think it's weird. It bugs me. Fucks the Maz.
Pick, I mean, you think about the fight that loses them the game ultimately. It was Wukong getting isolated and picked out in that fight. So maybe if they go with something a little bit different in the solo lane, Renegades can find a different result.
Baba Yaga, the worst mage ever? Now Baba Yaga is not the worst mage ever. She's just not the best.
In farm that game, that was kind of they were rotating so much and doing all of that fighting, or what did you see that you thought?
Okay, if they're doing that on purpose, that's gotta go.
And do you want to see them?
That's gotta go.
Here's the deal. Shinto creates gold.
Shit is fucking not okay, dude.
Phenomenal as a player. This dude just always finds a level lead somewhere, and usually it's because.
Bro, imagine Finch just turns into a fucking demon and just fucks shit up.
I don't think that trying to match Shinto's farm level is what you have to do, because no one's done it, and teams have beaten Sanguine without doing it. So
that shit's freaking me out. I don't like that at all. It's got, like, it would make sense if they were like, oh, Cthulhu's coming in, and then it happened. But it's just like, it's almost like the shit's fucked. Like the stream is haunted.
Out, man. They're working some magic over on that Sanguine.
They're promoting Cthulhu slowly, and I bet you it's gonna get more and more until they finally announce it at some point.
Shinto has a golden XP lead. That's all it is to it.
Well, sounds like maybe Renegade shouldn't be pressed about it. Can keep being aggressive with that same team.
I want to know if the casters can fucking hear it.
The side lanes, though, the Osiris and the Chernobog coming out from, I think Bear was on the Hachiman there last time instead. And I like this, too. This gives them some more rotational ability to go with the Horus plus Osiris, a great brawler that might not die in that same spot.
Yeah, I like this switch up in that side lane. The Wukong getting picked was a key
Here comes
part
a link from Mindy.
of how that fight started well for Sanguine around that gold
We got full
Fury.
picks. Let me move
Now
my camera
Barra
before I
has a lot more
forget,
global
like every other
presence.
time.
I feel like the biggest strength of this comp is your 3v3, the Nike and the Horus and the Chang'e. Facilitate that with
Osiris solo. I like the Osiris more.
And a global ultimate rotation,
honestly,
from this Chernobog.
especially if he bullies.
This is a smart adjustment here by Renegades to try and counteract what went wrong in the last
Moist Palone, they're like doing weird screen graphics and like the sound's fucking up, but it's not the stream, it's like on purpose.
Game number 2, and Sanguine with a chance to take.
They really do have one, Finch. Let's see how this one plays out at the beginning here then. Oh, Jake got to blink over the wall immediately. Get aggressive on Netro.
Damn, if Jake had anyone with him, they would have killed.
I think Netro to be okay to just limp back to base. Smith joining me on the call again. How do you feel about the adjustments from both teams here, Myth?
I like it a lot. It seems like Renegades have a little bit more focus in their draft. The dive potential should come through a lot more likely with this Osiris. Chernokuda is coming out of the woodwork now. He should be able to dive into the back line, and if they take fights on opposite sides of the map...
Yeah, they're probably going to try to pull Barracuda over to fights around mid-camps and shit.
Oh god, they're both awful. Barrabog sounds worse, so I prefer that one. Let's go with Barrabog. I like that. I can handle calling Barrabog.
Bro, Jake blinked over the wall like any of his team could also get over the wall.
That's what we want to do. I guess chat will like it.
But Bog means... Alright, let's move away from that. Sanguine's draft is also incredibly strong. It's generally the same. We're seeing a lot of the same pieces coming through. Shinto got Merlin again. That's a yikers.
Nike jungle is like the best jungle right now at a high level. I mean, in general, Nike jungle is just doing really well.
On this Cullen means that he should be able to get that lane pressure, or at least be able to fight into this Osiris. Both teams have good drafts, but again, having the soul magic damage be on a Chang'e is a bit of a question mark for me.
Interesting start going on from Renegades here as they bring minions with them, and these minions are doing work, my friend. They have really like put the pressure back on towards them, Jake, and Barrabog for a second or two. Sanguine decent up is now. The jungler's rotating in here as well. Looks like Lasbra.
I like the Wingblade build on Nike, honestly.
To get here early and keep this pressure
if there's any slows, the Wingblade just kind of gross. You can't die.
At level 1. For as long as possible.
I feel like being slowed on Nike is the only annoying part.
I mean, this early aggression, Aggro pointed out in game 1, that's
mid start speed, purple jungle starts blue. Right now, that's what they're doing.
Is to make sure that
and Sanguine's just copying it because it doesn't matter. If you can keep timers on the same timer, nothing matters.
So you won't see that.
Because after 3 minutes, everything goes back to normal anyway.
At least for another 2 to 3 minutes, which is a long time.
Interested to see what Paddy Tom's gone for here as well with the bead start at the beginning of the game. I'm kind of looking at Renegade's roster as for the most part. I'm like, there's not a whole ton of hard CC that he's going to have to deal with, right? Is he really that worried with Waxing Moon, or is it like something else that I'm missing here? Like, why is he gone for beads?
It's likely a bit of the Waxing Moon. You've got CC out of Lasbra. You can maybe preemptively beads that and not get knocked up. There's a stun on SOT. They have a lot of inconsistent conditional CC that he might be worried about. But beads is not just a defensive tool. You can use it aggressively. If you think you're going to be chasing out an enemy, a stun could stop you from getting that kill. Won't stun you if you have beads.
Well, I mean, back in the old days as well, beads used to give you cooldown reduction once upon a time when you used it too. So you can actually, like, reset an ability, get it up a bit quicker. But that's a good point. Yeah, you can use it quite aggressively. I'm a bit surprised because, you know, playing Naja in the jungle and a low CC early game momentum situation, I was expecting more of a blink, a bit more of an aggressive option, you know?
Normally you would see the blink here, but again, Sanguine is so ready to just sit it out for the first 15-20 minutes, just farm out, play it slowly. Maybe that's what Panatom's plan is as well. He just wants to farm up, be safe. No better way to be safe than a defensive relic. If he has blink, if he sees any sort of aggression, he might be able to get targeted out. But with beads, he's got that safety. They should be able to just farm up their own jungle, maybe respond towards any sort of aggression from Renegades, and just play through that. It makes sense to me insofar as Sanguine's play style, but normally you would like to see Naja get involved in the early.
Well, Lasbra already just used his blink there to actually blink on the red buff that was already taken down early by Shinto. He was on the mark, but it is another attempt at another invasion of the purple that's successful for Renegades, and some pressure towards his Alpha Harpy too. Sure, it's not a ton of experience, but it's just more denial of Sanguine's duo lane. But what can Panitom make up for this elsewhere then? If Lasbra's going to hang around on the left, he needs to go deep on the right, and is doing just that now. Maybe a bit of a chance for some pressure towards the right-hand side. But at level 4, it's going to be a bit trickier to find the kill onto someone like Osiris in the laning phase.
So far, Sanguine have been doing a good job of mitigating the losses. So far, 2 purple
Who
buffs.
did Ku not buy a relic? Dude, the Jarkor never buys a relic at the start of the game. I don't know why. On first back, he always buys his relic. Weird.
Sanguine by like 2 or 3. They're doing a good job of finding their farm elsewhere on the map. They're not taking fights that they don't think they can win, so they don't.
He always buys teleport too. So I don't know.
Again, as Sanguine always does, waiting for that 20-minute mark.
Well, with how this game's gone so far, you can just see where the experience is coming from already. Lazra
as a jungler, he's good. He hasn't been playing that good this season, and I think it's because his playstyle of like, let me just AFK farm and then come in and carry my team. It's just not going to work at all. So he has to change his playstyle, which is what we're seeing some from Nike right now. He's starting a lot of fights. Phantom, nice.
And will be Jake getting credit for the kill.
That was a slow
on Nike, Laz isn't starting a fuck ton of fights.
Move in and help out at all, which is surprising. Look at the health bars on Renegades. Ven nearly dies there. Lazra nearly dies there. They're very low. If there was some sort of follow-up from Rongu,
Phantom wasn't even level 5.
A little bit. But the call certainly was to back off. So if that's what you're doing,
Shinto gets so much farm for this team. Like they just feed him farm.
Back end of that,
Phantom's 3 levels down on his own fucking mid laner now too.
Going to do that either way. First blood goes their way. No skin off of Sanguine's teeth though. They're still completely in the game.
Oh, he went blink. He didn't go teleport. It'll work out.
It's only about 100 Renegades.
Yeah, we'll just see how this one continues on then, because very similar tale to game 1, I would say. Although the end of game 1 came very, very quickly in Sanguine's favor. Off the back
I'm not gonna wait till 8. Not a chance.
Game over. Awesome.
What happened?
Aggressive around the purple buff here.
No. Oh, you haven't started making it yet? Oh, let's just order food.
A lot of problems there as well, as that Ultima Rongu did cause some reset of the purple too, but Renegade's still in a good position to strip this one away yet again. More denial of experience in the duo lane. Barracuda getting that purple for himself.
It's got to be so frustrating for Netroid. Renegades are playing incredibly well around denying that farm. 3 purple buffs have gone Renegade's way, and I don't see any stop.
Chef, you have your own command because you're a fucking noob.
Even started to counter rotate on any of these. They're not dropping the wards on it, so they likely don't have the timer. Maybe they're just content giving it up continuously, but that bleed is going to start to amount to something eventually. Renegade's doing.
Is it though? Renegades has first blood and they're only up 200 gold.
It means that Rongu has to stick around a little bit longer. It means that Netroid's going to fall behind and has to be under pressure more.
I don't think Sanguine gives a fuck about falling behind early. Ooh, Shinto gets picked though. Oh my gosh, the peel. Shinto needs to get the fuck out. Shinto dead. Then dead. Solo maybe dead? Solo dead. This is a big double ult right here. Shingten, oh, Shingten doesn't have ult. His ult's up soon. No, that's actually crazy. And I'm dead. The Jarkor fucking clapping. Solo dead. Yeah, you're dead. This is crazy. Why are we zoomed in? Why are we just zoomed in like that? That was not. That was weird. I was waiting for it to zoom out the whole time.
Good rotation.
What shirt am I wearing? It's an end of the AM shirt. Old. So stay inspired.
With the slow pace, they take a fight deep in enemy jungle between tier 1 and tier 2 mid towers for Sanguine. And when you're on this Jingwei, you can get there instantly. Return to
casters don't zoom in. There's somebody who like only does the camera.
And it catches them up.
Zoom the fuck in.
That is to Barracuda. It closes up that gold gap that they were starting to establish on the side of Renegades. And now Sanguine's got about 1,000 in their favor. It doesn't seem like either team's going to be able to turn it.
That's nuts that Sanguine actually came out on top by that much.
Yeah, if that was one
Shinto died and I was like, oh fuck, downhill, but no, he's chilling.
That's a classic. They found Shinto in an awkward spot, pinched him, but he still escaped for so long. And
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna order for food because I'm hungry, stream. What should I order?
Lives there. Oracle's now though, started up by Sanguine. They'll get the secure on that for this time round as Jake watches on. Couldn't really do much against 3 members being there. And in mid lane, Venenu now still working towards what probably will be that Rodder Tahuti again. I'm wondering if we're going to see a lot more like flexible picks going on in terms of your casual games and your ranked games, especially with the likes of.
I should order food, yes.
I don't want them on my team if I'm honest.
Yes.
Buff, being looked at by Renegades, but it's not up at the moment. Blinking from Awesome Jake. Looking at Wrong Yu, who got pinched on an angle. Round the back comes Lasbury for the cleanup on Wrong Yu. Wrong Yu doesn't know about it.
Wrong Yu, that
damage comes through. And
Lassie? I think Lassie might be in trouble. Nope, the peel. Oh, he wasn't even. Dude, Panatom stopped chasing. Oh. I don't want Chick-fil-A.
That was well played from Jake.
I've had it enough. I want to eat something a little bit more healthy.
After that horse ult comes
but I don't know what.
Take a peek at the XP.
It's funny, you said Poke Bowl, and there's a place that does a Poke Bowl. Sammy doesn't like the place, though, and I don't really want the Poke Bowl.
But the counter rotation from Renegades.
Okay, Solar Troll dead? Lasbra dead? Why are they not going on Lasbra? Lasbra has no ult.
A bit more mobility and damage, and there it is as he gets himself a double kill. Swoop.
Barra's here for no reason. Oh, Panatom with the Ukes. Turn. Ring bounce, turn. Oh, he's dead. Jake's dead for sure.
A kill, but that'll come at the cost of his life as he can swoop back to safety and does so. Wrong Yu picks up the pieces. And Barracuda
they're doing gold. And gold's on. Sanguine plays so well as a fucking team, dude. It's crazy. Like right there, Panatom and Jarko are peeling for each other. It's nuts.
Be aware of that opportunity immediately. If Shinto's on Merlin, that burn potential is absolutely.
Right, I'm looking at food order right now.
But I gotta go back a couple seconds. Did you call him Barra Pog?
I mean, he wasn't Pog there, was he? I mean, he didn't get a kill, so no.
He just said no.
That's awesome nonetheless.
Okay. I was more like, yeah, Barra Pog or Barra Pog. It's either Barra Toilet or Barra Pog champ, right? Like, that makes sense to me.
That's super sick, and he does get the ultimate rotation off, but unfortunately, it does leave the Gold Fury open, and we saw exactly what Sang was able to do with that one opportunity. Now about 2,000 gold in the lead. XP's going their way as well. Only about a level deficit in favor of Sanguine across the board. We see a level on Yarkor. We see a level on Shinto.
This is awkward. It's a little awkward. I'm going to ignore it and order my food real quick.
One level there. Sanguine, still, they're not looking for constant aggression. Every single fight that they've taken and won has been off the back of Renegades going deep. Renegades looking for ganks, something like that.
Do want to point out one thing. Just keep an eye on Jakor in that solo lane on that Kukulin. 4-0-3 at 10 minutes in on a solo laner. And when you think about it, he's not really left lane that much. He went into his own jungle near his back harpies, got involved in kills there, and gets a double and a couple more in the solo lane. But this play from Jake, where's he going? He ain't going anywhere for fun, I'll tell you that much. Panatom, though, took a lot more damage than
dude, Panatom's just zooming around the map, trying not to die the whole fucking time. He's out.
In, though, trying to close the gap.
Bear dead?
Can't get there in time.
Oh, he got his dash! Go on Barra! Don't fuck this up, Shinto. Alright, they lose. Penguin wins. Renegades loses. I don't even care if Panatom. Panatom can die every fight and they still win for free. Ven's dead.
And now Venenu's in no man's land too, deep in enemy territory here. Arcane damage be damned. Netroid with a double kill. And Sanguine just
can't find anything healthy.
Scrappy battle.
Can I search healthy on DoorDash?
Double kill and it lands on a Netroid, but the standout player to me there is Shinto. He was allowed to free cast because his positioning was so strong. He gets so much
you can't give standout player to the dude who just sat back and casted his free abilities on free kills. That's stupid. Wrong, you played that great. Caught Barracuda's dash, which won them the fight off the rip. Panatom lived long enough to bait, but I wouldn't give it to him just for living. And Netroid was in the middle of the fight and did not die. So you either give that to Wrong You or Netroid. Let's give it to the guy who stood back and free casted because his positioning. What do you mean? He just sat there. You didn't have to do anything.
And he's established a 2-level lead. Right now, Renegades have been continually trying to find aggression, looking for ganks, looking for any opportunity that they can to establish a foothold. And Sanguine have been doing a fantastic job of just responding slowly and calculated and finding the fights that they need to win.
Yeah, it's a counter-initiation strat. We've seen it time and time before. I will say it's like insanity how this game's gone, though. With the early game, Renegades were in control in the dual lane. They'd done decent pressure on the other side of the map, too, with Lasper looking towards the potential pressure there. But then when you look at the level discrepancy here, Shinto's got a 2-level lead in mid again.
Oh, that's what I want. Hell yeah, brother.
So much farm from his own purple. Has a 2-level lead over Barracuda. And Jakor, the man mounted.
I found food that I want stream. I had to figure out what I want.
Really need Shinto's help, but he's going to get it. Tier 1 falls, as does Solo Troll. And Lasper on the rotation gets picked up into the sky and swooshed around.
They're just running a fucking train on Renegades right now.
There, as 4 members of Sanguine group up to keep this pressure rolling.
They used 4 of their ultimates there. They don't have much available yet. Netroid still has that safety inside of his, but meanwhile, the rest of Sanguine are pulling out that Pyromancer. Aggression from Jake, the ultimate to chase out Netroid. Barra Pog in the backline.
Stop saying Barabog, dude, please. That was a good pick, but it doesn't matter.
That's a good pickup for Renegades, though, just shutting down Netroid. But I love the idea from Sanguine here. Send one man off in a bit of a different direction. Hey, if they're sending 2-3 members at a dude, we should be looking for something else elsewhere. It's just playing the map effectively. Sanguine are just so good at that as a team. And it's one of the reasons I think they've done so well this season, is they've had this chemistry for so long. This Sanguine team have been playing together for a very long time. And you can really tell when it gets to team fights, everyone knows their duty. Everyone knows where they should be and how to execute.
Yeah, when you play together this long, you're not just teammates anymore. These guys are friends. They work together incredibly well. They make up for each other's individual weaknesses, and now that they establish Pyromancer dominance for themselves, and that desynced respawn timer with the Gold Fury means that if Sanguine decide to group up and try and burn out gold, there will be no counter.
Let me go ask my wife what she wants to eat real quick while Renegades loses.
There's nothing left on the map. If Renegades want to stop the bleed, they're going to have to take that engagement around the Gold Fury if Sanguine decide to start it up, and they're going to be at the deficit in that fight. Now nearly 4,000 gold. Sanguine can force a fight anywhere on the map that they truly want. Mid tower is incredibly low if they decide to siege there. Their burn potential on Gold Fury is incredibly high because Shinto is already level 16. Sanguine has free reign. It's going to take some truly poggers plays from Renegades to stop it.
Yeah, I think the big key here is, though, what we need to see out of people trying to shut down Shinto, because he is such a beast in this mid lane for Sanguine. I don't know if you try and hit his God ball a bit. I just don't think you can give him Merlin this much. He's so comfortable on this God and makes good waves with it. Position are always solid too. Maybe try and mix it up a little bit. At the moment, though, what can we see Renegades do back? Well, Lasbra and Paddington, both level 12 now, have their second relics online. But with how the action's been so far, the supports are right behind them. It is giving a bit more farm towards the mid laners, though. They're the ones with the real lead. But most importantly, Sanguine with the lead everywhere. Committing to a Fury, and Renegades no one in sight of doing this at all. Just an uncontested Fury can't be happening there. Rough situation then for Renegades.
The second that Sanguine see that SOT's on that solo side of the map, they know he doesn't have teleport available. He elects instead to pick up Blink and the Thorns. That means there's no counter rotation towards that Gold Fury. Nothing can come through. Renegades decide, well, we know they're there, but we can't win the fight. Might as well not walk in and risk our lives as well. SOT tries to find some farm on the other side of the map, but Gold Fury goes uncontested. Now 5,000 gold in favor of Sanguine. Mid tower already down. Pyromancer respawning soon. Renegades are going to have to look for some sort of picks. They have to find these split up engagements. They're not looking for the 5v5. And if they're looking for anything, it should be Shinto.
I think the most important, they're just looking for freaking farm right now, Renegades, with how it started out so far. I mean, 16 minutes in, and we're also already in a worse state than we were game one.
All right, Shim, I'm back. Food's ordered. I'm happy now.
At this point in time, they find themselves pretty far behind.
What did I miss? 4K goal lead for Sanguine. 7-11 on the scoreboard. Dark Horse fragging because I don't know, you heard me shit talking him, I guess.
A little bit of crit can make a difference towards the weaker targets. I don't really see crit being that useful though against.
Biflin wasn't a pro player though. Why would he say he was a pro? Does he specify he was a pro Xbox player?
Nike and Osiris and the Horus. Your crits don't do that much unless you can really get to the backline.
Ben goes Rod on Chunga because it increases his healing on low targets.
For Netroid here, but
I ordered Bang Bang Shrimp and I ordered some scallops.
That it's called the Netroid build. Maybe he's just going to do it every single game.
I said healthy, didn't really go unhealthy, but didn't go healthy.
More than anything, Paddington look for the sash on Lasbra. Lasbra's still under pressure here. Does have beads now that he's level 12.
Bang bang.
He's 14, but has to use them there against Rongyu's ultimate. Pressure towards the fire giant could start to.
Ooh, okay, that one sound is super decent.
A couple of wards down, and I'm saying pressure towards FG because there's nothing really on the map for Sanguine to look to take away. And we're only 17 minutes in. And Netroid's starting this one up with Jakor as Paddington and Ron.
Okay, free fire.
But Renegades know what's up here.
All right, Jarkor doing some weird shit. That fire's still pulled.
Still falling low. It's starting to get reset from Sanguine.
Lasbra ulted? No, Lasbra didn't ult, right? He did. What the fuck?
And Paniton was there too. Ring toss does a ton of damage. And the
Paniton and Jarkor are playing like great together as like a two-man squad.
Do enough damage to shut them down at all. Fenenu off the map. Solo Troll forced to leap away, but the fire giant.
Oh, that's a good ult. Holy fuck, that's a good blink. Wait, why does he have blink on Osiris? Oh, he didn't go teleport. He went blink. Fucking Lawrence. They both did.
Sanguine looking to secure this one.
7k player damage right there. Fuck. And that's the game, folks.
6 minutes, Biff. It was all Renegades, but then all out of nowhere, one fight in the jungle and a pick attempt on Shinto.
Last miss is all on Shinto. Rough.
Lose momentum and
rough life.
they could lose the game.
Just getting back in this game feels
now
so weird.
Nearly 10,000
Play it a couple days, it'll be a lot less weird.
Still dead for Renegades. The game is under threat. There's still tier 2 towers to keep defended. If Renegades can maybe stop the push, if they just
I think my dog's going downstairs.
It wouldn't be too big of a deal. If they lose 2, that's a huge gold deficit. If they lose their lives, that'll likely be the Phoenix and then possibly the Titan afterward. Renegades are playing incredibly precariously going forward. They have to find the dive on Shinto. They can't allow him to free cast as he has been the entirety of the game. Only one death. No, someone has to stop this man.
I think the issue is, though, Miff, is like, how do they dive Shinto when you've got a Kukulkan, a massive Jing 10, and of course Naja that are just going to hover around and protect him? Sanguine do a very good job of playing through Shinto and protecting him up to those moments. So yeah, like the goal is kill Shinto, but how do you get there, man? Like, look at the dive potential. It really is ults are the best thing they've got going for him. Anyway, we'll come back to that because left-hand side, Sanguine onto a Phoenix line here, really starting to pressure on.
You can't, nobody S6 in the fucking SPL, dude.
Defend. But now with minions turned up towards mid lane, Sanguine switch the pressure, do the right thing, take some more global gold.
Boy.
That's fantastic. They might decide to back up.
What is making Sanguine compete with mid-tier team? What do you mean? Sanguine is competing with everybody. They're playing really well as a team, and Shinto and Netroid are fucking beasts right now.
Sanguine going forward with the lead and the point of the game that they are currently at, they have so much time to play with.
Saying Nike doesn't fit Lazarus playstyle is dumb because nothing fits Lazarus playstyle because Lazarus' old playstyle doesn't work at an SPL level.
20 minutes in, that is
their team will never be good if he just AFK farm, runs around the map, and then tries to fight one time and loses.
Push their advantage too much right now. They've got plenty of time to work with, and they'll likely get the next fire.
Bear's dead.
Barracuda all on his own.
Bye, Barra.
Here. The rest of his team are pushing up left-hand side. He was trying to join along with them, but he's
just get in the game, Sanguine. Stop playing with him. Stop farming kills. Shinto's in chat right now. In his fucking game chat saying, I only got 2 kills. I need more. Kill him. Halo's so big now? I mean, he's the same. He's 30 pounds. He hasn't grown in like 3 months.
But they get caught with the pants down.
Right here, Labelo.
Barra playing up that far really indicates to me that he thinks maybe Sanguine's going to group up and go for the tier 2 tower on the right side of the map, so he wants to sneak away Gold Fury and respawn. Unfortunately, Sanguine wanted Gold Fury. You're in the wrong spot at the wrong time, Barracuda.
Well, meanwhile, Lasper's in mid lane, but nobody is on Sanguine. They're all on the left-hand side.
And a Tom taking the Phoenix, and he's out of there. Jake dead. Darkor clapping Vent's cheeks, bro.
We said that before. Now onto Solo Troll as he's on King.
That's game.
Again. And
Darkor's full HP.
Left-hand Phoenix falls at 21 minutes. Are you kidding me? Are Sanguine going to do this?
They're ending.
No way. Are they going to do it in under 23 minutes? They took game 1 in 23. Can they do this in 22?
Oh my gosh, Barra. Oh, turns on Panitom.
Nope. With Panitom.
Panitom almost died.
Titan just yet, but now Merlin's looking for a lot of pressure too.
It's so low. End the game. I'm trolling. They're farming kills. They were farming kills.
Yep, that's the game. Wow. 21 minutes. Yeah, that's a speed run right there.
21 minutes. Holy fuck.
21-49 in that game. I thought game 1 was quicker than 23. I don't know where they really lost out there. It really felt that one pick again. Like
he was clapping on Jordan.
It was a Gold Fury fight that went badly and Renegades lose. Well, this was a dive attempt, a gank attempt on Shinto in the jungle that got away from them, and it just catapulted Sanguine into the lead.
Renegade is just a little bit overzealous with their aggression around that tier 2 tower in mid. What was it, about 12 minutes into the game? Probably not the best place to choose your fights. Unfortunately for Renegade, Sanguine optimized on it perfectly, and the second they got a lead, they didn't let go of it.
Wild situation. I expected a bit more of a today.
Boy, thank you for the 2 months, brother. William, thank you for the 21.
But not to be. Renegades going to go down
NBA Jam, fuck yeah.
Sanguine here. let's get it back to Finch and